Some mysteries feel like they came straight out of a science fiction movie, but this one happened inside a real research facility, and to this day, no one can explain what was seen in the security footage. This is the chilling, unbelievable story of the researcher who vanished into his own machine. The man behind this impossible project was Dr. Adrian Leclair, a brilliant physicist from Switzerland. He was a quiet, private man, known for being obsessively dedicated to his work. In 2021, he received funding to work on a controversial device he called the resonance gate. Now, according to his notes, the machine wasn't meant to open a portal, not in the traditional sense. It was designed to tune space itself to a different vibrational frequency. Adrian believed that if every object, every particle in the universe, vibrates at a specific rate, then changing an object's frequency could allow it to slip through the boundaries of physical space. Most of his peers dismissed the idea as absurd, but Adrian kept building. And by the winter of 2023, the prototype was complete. In the final weeks leading up to the incident, his colleagues reported some very strange activity. Adrian barely slept. He would sit inside the lab for hours, just staring at the machine's large metal frame, whispering as if he were talking to someone who wasn't there. One technician later claimed that he overheard Adrian say, "It's responding. Something on the other side is aware of us." At the time, no one understood what he meant. Then, in the last entry of his research log, he wrote something even more disturbing. The machine isn't a doorway, it's a mirror, and something is staring back. On the night of October 19, 2023, at exactly 2:13 in the morning, security cameras captured Adrian entering the lab alone. He locked the heavy doors from the inside. Then, he powered on the resonance gate. At first, the machine emitted a low, deep hum. Soon, the lights in the lab began to flicker. The air inside the room started to shimmer, like heat rising off hot asphalt on a summer day. As the resonance intensified, the metal frame of the machine began to glow not with light, but with a strange distortion, as if the outline of the machine was bending reality itself. The security footage shows Adrian stepping closer, almost entranced, and placing his hand on the frame. And then, something impossible happened. At 2:17 a.m., the camera recorded the machine pulsing violently. Adrian's body began to blur, as if his outline was losing focus, pixelating in real life. His lab coat fluttered upward, despite there being no wind in the sealed room. And then, slowly, his torso began to sink into the machine's solid metal frame, as if it were made of liquid. He didn't scream. He didn't even try to pull away. The last thing he was heard to whisper was, "I can see them." 30 seconds later, his entire body had disappeared into the distortion, and then the machine powered off by itself. Dr. Adrian Leclair was never seen again. Authorities arrived within minutes. They examined the machine, but it was completely undamaged. The metal was cold to the touch, the components were untouched. There were no burn marks, no fluids, no signs of a struggle, nothing. Forensics teams were baffled. They could not explain how a human body could dissolve into solid machinery, especially when it was captured on video in one continuous, unedited shot. The machine was dismantled within 48 hours and shipped to an unknown high-security facility. Every employee at the lab was instructed to never speak of the incident. But one junior researcher later leaked a chilling detail. Adrian's final personal notebook wasn't taken by the authorities. It was gone before they even arrived, as if someone or something had taken it first. Months later, an anonymous file appeared on an encrypted science forum. It contained a series of frequency charts and complex spatial diagrams that were identical to those used in the resonance gate. The most terrifying part was a note attached to the data. It read, "You don't open a doorway by force. You vibrate until the universe opens it for you." Attached to this was one final cryptic line: "If Adrian is alive, he isn't in our frequency anymore." The story doesn't end there. Since that night, several workers at the now abandoned facility have reported hearing faint humming coming from the sealed laboratory, the same harmonic sound the machine produced just before Adrian vanished. A security guard swore he saw a flicker of movement inside the dark lab, like a silhouette standing just behind the frosted glass of the door. Once, during a bad thunderstorm, facility sensors picked up a massive, unexplained spike in electromagnetic activity. The energy pattern matched the exact frequency the resonance gate used in its final moments. And then there's the most unsettling rumor of all. A researcher who claimed to have seen the original security footage alleged that in one corrupted frame, for just a fraction of a second, another face appeared in the distortion right next to Adrian. It was a face that didn't belong to any known person, and it was smiling. So what really happened to Dr. Adrian Leclair? Was he pulled into another dimension? Did he successfully merge with the frequencies he created? Or did something on the other side reach out and pull him in when the machine finally aligned with its world? Nobody knows for sure, but the resonance gate's internal logs showed one final, automated message. It was typed 37 seconds after Adrian disappeared, even though no one was in the room. The message was just 5 words: frequency matched, transfer successful. If that message wasn't typed by Adrian, then who or what typed it? The mystery of the resonance gate and the man who stepped inside remains one of the most chilling and unexplained events in modern science. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into the unknown.